isn't gentle anymore.
Because this is 59 minutes of truth from the mouth of Alan Parker, Urban Warrior.
On your side and in your ear. Cheers. Alan says, what have we got? What have we got? What have we got? Nothing. When do we want it? Now. Growth.
Normal service will be resumed.
Not be resumed. Revolution will not be televised. Revolution will not be televised. It's on the radio. Truth.
Cheers, vibes, shouts going out, no damage, no prisoners, living large, respect given, respect accepted, kicking it one time, how's it hanging, greetings to you on your side. Hello, basically, I suppose. You know, that's the problem with the language of the street, you know. You spend half an hour saying hello, basically, and another half an hour saying goodbye, and you haven't really got time for anything in between. But that's how it is, you know. Now, the streets, though, that's where it's at, you see, and that's where I was born, you know, on the streets. Technically a house near the streets, short drive through the woods and you're there, but that's where I spent my time. And that's where you learn the truth, right? Fashion, for example. Exactly. In my view, fashion is just fascism, which has been thinly disguised by changing a few letters. But it hasn't fooled me. I don't wear the clothes they tell me to. I wear the clothes I've got on. Smash, another love. Good bass line.
I have seen the Starship Enterprise rushing from behind my eyes, and I have dreamed running water everywhere. I'm looking for sex somewhere. I'm having another love. I'm having a crush. Maybe it's because
Clash, Another Love there, a song which is not at all about fashion. Anyway, I use my clothes, right, to make a fashion statement. And my basic fashion statement is, I am not interested in fashion, okay? That's the basic one. But sometimes I make other fashion statements as well. What I do then is I think of the statement I want to make, for example, like, let's all unite, and then I get a t-shirt and write the statement on it in felt tip pen. Simple. Right, and you know those little AIDS awareness ribbons people wear? Well, I'll say now, right, I am not AIDS aware. Right, I am not AIDS aware. Right, I am very AIDS aware. Right, so I've got hundreds of them all over my jacket, and if you listen carefully, right, there, you can hear them rustling. So that's like acoustic AIDS awareness as well. Anyway, back to music. Now, recently my musical tastes have broadened a bit. I mean, long gone are the days when I used to just sit in my bedroom, right, on my own and listen to the Clash's first album just over and over again. For example, right, I've been listening to this recently. So, Stay Free. And it's from the Clash's second album.
We weren't fools. A teacher says we're done. We're only having fun. You know it kissed on everyone in the class. When we got thrown out and left without much fuss. And weekends we go dancing. Smoking menthol. I practice daily in my room. You were down the Crown planning your next move. Go on a licking spree. It's the wrong guy. Each of you get free. Years in Brixton. I did my very best to write. Howard Butlins were the screws to be tied. When you locked it out, the gunner with the town will burn it fucking down. To sit back. Cause he's that boss and he's that shit. I move any way I wanna go. And I'll never forget the feeling I got when I heard that you got home. And I'll never forget the smile on my face, cause I knew where you would be. And if you're in the Crown tonight, have a drink on me. Go each day. Step lightly. Stay free.
Clash there, brilliant. Now, I do some interviews and that, doing this programme. But I tell you, it's not always easy to do the interviews. You sometimes have to put yourself, like, in personally awkward situations. Right, and I'm about to try and interview Donna from Elastica. Hello, excuse me. Sorry, yeah, just hoping to interview Donna from Elastica. Hello, sorry, excuse me. On your side, sister, you, Donna, so I'll just put the mic over the door.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm Alan Parker, and we're just trying to interview, like, people in the music about, and sorry about being in the ladies, but, anything you'd like to say to the people of this country?
Hello.
Yeah, it's brilliant, I like that. Hello, yeah, it's a good vibe. So what, if you, new single, anything like that, you want to...
Yeah, we got a single, Waking Up. It's about, not wanting to get out of bed, really. It's about staying in bed all day.
Not staying in the toilets all day. No. Very nice in here, I have to say, compared to the gents. It's all like piss everywhere, but not in here, say, not claiming women do that at all. Right, Waking Up.
Yeah.
And I hope it's really good.
Thank you.
Elastica there. Now, back to the clothes issue. Now, I also wear, right, camouflage army-type trousers, and some people say that's bad, right, because it's what soldiers wear, and what I'm thereby doing is supporting fascism, right? But there's a crucial difference between, like, soldiers' camouflage trousers and mine, and that difference is that soldiers wash theirs, right? And what I am doing by not washing mine is associating in people's brains the concept of fascist militarism with the concept of really stinking badly, you see, which has got to be the way forward, you know, by any means necessary. Sinead O'Connor.
Okay, I want to talk about Ireland. Ireland. Specifically, I want to talk about the famine, about the fact that there never really was one. There was no famine. See, Irish people were only allowed to eat potatoes. All of the other food, meat, fish, vegetables, was shipped out of the country under armed guard to England while the Irish people starved. And then, in the middle of all this, they gave us money not to teach our children Irish. And so we lost our history, and this is what I think is still hurting me. You see, we're like a child that's being battered, has to drive itself out of its head because it's frightened, still feels all the painful feelings. But they lose contact with the memory, and this leads to massive self-destruction, alcoholism, drug addiction, all desperate attempts at running. And in its worst form becomes actual killing. And if there ever is gonna be healing, there has to be remembering and then grieving, so that there then can be forgiving. There has to be knowledge and understanding. All the lonely people, where do they all come from? An American army regulation says you mustn't kill more than 10% of a nation, because to do so causes permanent psychological damage. It's not permanent, but they didn't know that. Anyway, during the supposed famine, we lost a lot more than 10% of our nation through deaths on land or in ships of emigration. But what finally broke us was not starvation, but its use in the controlling of our education. Schools go on about Black 47, on and on about the terrible famine. But what they don't say is, in truth, there really never was one. Excuse me? The lonely people. Sorry, excuse me? Where do they all come from?
I can tell you in one word.
Oh, the lonely people. Where do they all belong? So let's take a look, shall we? The highest statistics of child abuse in the EEC, and we say we're a Christian country, but we've lost contact with our history. See, we used to worship God as a mother. We're suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. Look at all our old men in the pubs. Look at all our young people on drugs. We used to worship God as a mother. Now look at what we're doing to each other. We've even made killers of ourselves, the most childlike, trusting people in the universe. And this is what's wrong with us. Our history books, the parent figures lied to us. I see the Irish as a race like a child that got itself bashed in the face. And if there ever is gonna be healing, there has to be remembering and then grieving, so that there then can be forgiving. There has to be knowledge and understanding. Oh, lonely people, where do they all come from? People. Where do they all come from?
We stand on the brink of a great achievement. In this island, there is no solution to be found to our disagreements by shooting each other. There is no real invader here. We are all Irish in all our different kinds of ways. We must not now or ever in the future show anything to each other except tolerance, forbearance, and neighborly love.
Because of our traditions, everyone here knows who he is and what God expects him to do.
Sinead O'Connor there with Famine. You know, it's good to see them getting wolves involved in making music as well. Anyway, I went to Belfast recently, actually. Actually, I went before. I went about 2 years ago. And when I was there that time, I spent the whole day, going round, shouting at everyone I met, going, unite! Stop fighting each other! Fight them out there! Unite! And that. And now, peace has broken out. Yeah. Right, and who could now claim, who could now claim that shouting on its own achieves nothing? When I went before to Belfast, I wanted to see the real Belfast, not what the media show us on TV. No way. I wanted to see, the nice bits for a change. Unfortunately, though, I got lost, and I ended up on the Fool's Road, which was a very interesting experience. Because I discovered that camouflage trousers don't have quite the same meaning in Belfast as they do in London, I was walking around and these policemen started chasing me, probably thinking I was a paramilitary or something. So I kept jumping into the nearest bar to hide. But then when I ordered a drink, I started getting a lot of threatening behaviour and abuse, because they must have thought I was an off-duty soldier who'd forgotten to change his trousers. So basically I spent the whole time I was there being chased into bars and then being chased out of them again. But when I went back recently, the whole atmosphere had changed. And so I revisited the Fool's Road. And I did still go into a lot of bars, but I wasn't chased into them, which was nice. And although I did still get thrown out and threatened, it wasn't so political. Just for normal reasons, odour and stuff. Right, this is Bob Dylan, Visions of Johanna.
Ain't it just like the night to play tricks when you're trying to be so quiet? We sit here stranded, though we're all doing our best to deny it. And Louise holds a handful of rain, tempting you to defy it. Lights flicker from the opposite loft. In this room the heat pipes just cough. The country music station plays soft, but there's really nothing to turn off. Just Louise and her lover so entwined. And these visions of Johanna that conquer my mind. In the empty lot where the ladies play blind man's bluff with the keychain, and the all-night girls, they whisper of escapades out on the D-train. We can hear the night watchman click his flashlight, ask himself if it's him or them that's insane. Louise, she's alright, she's just near. She's delicate and seems like the mirror, but she just makes it all too concise and too clear that Johanna's not here. The ghost of electricity howls in the bones of her face, where these visions of Johanna have not taken my place. Yeah, our little boy lost. He takes himself so seriously. breaks of his misery. He likes to live dangerously. And when bringing her name up, he speaks of a farewell kiss to me. He sure got a lot of gall to be so useless and all, muttering small talk at the wall while I'm in the hall. Oh, how can I explain? It's so hard to get on. And these visions of Johanna, they'd kept me up past the dawn. Inside the museum, infinity goes up on trial. Voices echo, this is what salvation must be like after a while. But Mona Lisa must have had the highway blues. You can tell by the way she smiles. See the primitive wallflower freeze when the jelly-faced women all sneeze. Hear the one with the mustache say, geez, I can't find my knees. Oh, jewels and binoculars hang from the head of the mule. But these visions of Johanna, they make it all seem so cruel. The peddler now speaks to the countess who's pretending to care for him, saying, name me someone that's not a parasite, and I'll go out and say a prayer for him. But like Louise always says, you can't look at much, can you, man, as she herself prepares for him. And Madonna, she still has not showed. We see this empty cage now corrode, where her cape of the stage once had flowed. The fiddler, he now steps to the road. He writes everything's been returned which was owed on the back of the fish truck that loads while my conscience explodes. The harmonicas play, the skeleton keys and the rain, and these visions of Johanna are now all that remain.
King.
I have a dream. I have a dream.
Malcolm X.
By any means necessary.
Alan P. Urban W.
I have a dream. In fact, I have loads of dreams. And I have those dreams by any means necessary. And you can too. Just eat loads of cheese before you go to bed. That's the best way. Growth. Truth.
It's Alan Parker, Urban Warrior, on your side and in your ear. Now, do you remember this? Or do you remember this? Or how about this? You do, right? Then drink more lager. It'll help you to forget. Yeah, 80s revival. As far as I'm concerned, the blame for the 80s revival can be laid squarely and fairly at the door of Duran Duran. They started it when they had a comeback, right, with this song, Ordinary World, which I quite liked when I first heard it, despite my views.
Came from a rainy Thursday on the avenue. Thought I heard you talking softly. I turned on the lights, the TV and the radio. Still I can't escape the ghost of you. What has happened to it all? Crazy summer day. Where is the light that I recognize? But I won't cry for yesterday. There's an ordinary world somehow I have to find. And as I try to make my way to the ordinary world, I will learn to survive.
Duran Duran there, trying to make their way to the ordinary world. You know, I try and do that. I try and make my way. In fact, I don't try that hard. You know, just go out the front door. There I am. Ordinary world. Piece of piss. No need to make a song and dance about it. I don't know. 80s revival. There's a 60s revival, then a 70s revival. I've done some calculations and drawn a graph. And according to that graph, right, by the end of this year, there's going to be a 90s revival, right? And then that works out that by 1997, they're going to start to be reviving music that hasn't even been made yet. You know, and that's a very exciting prospect indeed. Here's the Levellers. It's called The Last Days of Winter.
The sun shining brightly, clouds rolling by. The last days of winter, now seems far away. And then it's green, where it used to be grey. And I've watched change, but the change in my mind. And I'm chasing leaves, but the words I never find. Like the people I knew, I still don't see today. Some are bright like fire, some will fade away. Hey.
integration, menstruation, miscellaneous, anchovy, instigated, shambolic, bassoon, mountainous, flagellation. Yeah. Words. Words. We all use them. We all use words. We all speak. We all say things. We all make speeches, you know. Some of us. We all go to pubs and tell people our views. You know, we all get asked to shut up or punched and that, but we carry on speaking, saying words. But is it enough, you know? Is it enough to say words? No. No, it's not enough. Nor is it enough to shout words, you know, even through a megaphone. Even through a megaphone. You know, although obviously that's better than just saying them. But it's not enough just to say words, you know. We must also understand those words. And to that end, right, despite the accusations of sellout which will inevitably come, I recently purchased a dictionary. But don't worry, I don't intend to use it unless it's absolutely necessary. Now, words and language change all the time, particularly on the rave scene. There's always, like, new words, right? And in order to understand that, I prepared a guide to, like, the rave language, like a translation guide. And here is that guide to the rave scene language.
Come on, over here, stand up, arms up, come on, empty your pockets.
No weapons or drugs dealers allowed in this club, apart from my friends.
All right, darling.
I'm on E.
Yeah!
I'm on E.
Have I met you before? You seem familiar.
I'm on E.
I love you.
I'm on E.
Vibes, no damage, respect, man.
I'm on E.
You sorted?
Are you on E?
Yeah, sorted.
I'm on E.
Yeah!
I've had several E's this evening. I've had too many E's.
I'll have a dub. Is it pucker?
I'll buy an E from you. Incidentally, I'm a mug.
Oh, yeah, oh, good stuff. Oh, yeah, right off from Amsterdam. Aye. It's the same as a dove, but different shape.
Have an aspirin and give me £15, or one of my colleagues will stab you.
This is my last one. Have it. Look, keep the money, look, keep the money. Look. I won't rip you off.
I am ripping you off.
Look, don't worry, I'll be here all night.
Come back when you realise you've been ripped off. I won't be here.
Mate, can you spare a fag, yeah?
I'm not fool enough to spend £3 on a packet of cigarettes. But I bet you are.
Right, time now to find out what is really happening on the rave scene. I'm going to be talking by phone live to Danny, who is a street-level genuine raver and not no music journalist or nothing like that at all, not. What he's meant to be doing is like going around different towns and reporting on the rave scene there from a raver's eye view. He hasn't really succeeded in doing that. So far he's reported from Euston and a pub in Manchester, but he's hoping this week he's in Bristol, clubbing it up and giving us the facts. So he should be on the line. Now, Danny? Danny, hello?
Hello?
Danny, is that you? Alan here. Radio.
Oh, hello. Sorry.
You alright?
I forgot you were going to ring.
Yeah, good.
Listen, Alan.
Yeah?
Sorry about last week and all that.
Yeah, don't worry. That's history, and now is the future. Now is now, the future's... Doesn't matter. Yeah. Anyway, where are you? As a matter of interest.
I'm there. Not let you down this time. Eh?
No, good. Right, you're there.
Yeah.
Where? Where is there?
Where you said to go.
Yeah, where? Yeah. Where was that? I'm not prying. I just wondered if...
Liverpool. Yeah, I'm in Liverpool.
Yeah, Dan, you were meant to be going to Bristol.
Oh, sorry, my mistake. That's what I meant. Yeah, I'm in Bristol. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Right.
Yeah.
Bristol. Where are you exactly in Bristol?
Sorry, hang on.
Where are you?
Dance, goodbye. Hey, I'm in a club, rave club. It's really good. You know, everyone's dancing and all that, raving, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
What's that music, Danny? It sounds a bit like to me.
Dancing Queen.
That's ABBA, Danny, isn't it? That is ABBA. That's not really rave music.
Well,
is it?
See, I think what's happened is that they've remixed it, right? About,
It's a
loads of times.
Yeah.
Now it sounds like the original version. You know what I mean? So it's sort of gone in a sort of circle, and and this is
And you're in a club.
Forward,
Right.
Was telling me.
What's this club called you're in, Danny?
Bristol. The Bristol Club in Bristol. Yeah.
Right. Are you sure about that, Danny?
What?
Danny?
What? Oh, look, hang on.
What's going on?
That's better.
What's happened?
Oh, nothing. Just turn the music down,
You're in a club and you've turned them. How, Danny? They don't normally let the people dancing all to the volume of the music, do they? In clubs, generally, or is that a new thing in Bristol?
Very, very unusual club,
Yeah, it sounds very unusual. The Bristol Club in Bristol, where they play treble remixed ABBA, and they let you fiddle around with the knobs.
Yeah, it's great. Cheers, mate. Thanks a lot. Oh, sorry, love. Yeah, just sorry. I'm dancing. You see, I'm by the bar.
You're not, Dan.
Hang on. Yeah. What's that? £1. All right. Let's get a Coke.
Yeah. Really, Danny? Danny, you're in your bedroom, aren't you? Come on. You haven't even bothered going to Bristol. You haven't even bothered. You're sitting there in your bedroom.
Listen, I'm really sorry, all right?
Come on, truth me up.
I just forgot you're going to ring, that's all. I'm sorry.
You're in your bedroom, aren't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, well, thanks for being honest at last.
Well,
Well,
look, it won't happen again, all right?
No, it won't. We're not to ring you. We gave you that phone. We paid your travel money so you could go out and report on these things.
Yeah, well...
on the rave scene. What are you sitting in your bedroom listening to ABBA?
I forgot you were going to ring, and then I thought, well, I didn't really fancy going raving. I thought, let's go and have a couple of pints, and then, listen to me records and that. And then, well, and also, raving, Alan, I just think I'm a bit old for it, really.
Right.
I'm nearly 30. You know what I mean? My mates are all,
Yeah.
Colin's married,
Okay, Dan, yeah. All right, well, thanks for, being honest now. But you see, it's like radio and reports and that, and you've well, good luck with your life, Danny, and thanks for being honest anyway at the end.
Cheers. Listen, are we still on for Friday night?
No, Danny, no. Bye.
But,
Danny, bye. Well, at least, Well, there you go. There's the lowdown on the rave scene. It's a bit dull when you get fed up with it, and when a mate gets married or something, then you don't want to go out dancing so much as you get older. That's the truth from a raver's, an ex-raver's perspective, that raving isn't that... Oh, never mind. More music, I suppose, yeah? I think I'll play a bit more Bob Dylan. Now, there's a lot of debate about Bob Dylan, and the basic argument most people have is that some people say he's a genius, while others say he's got an annoying voice. Now, I wasn't very sure where I stood on that issue, but then I found out that a lot of people think I've got an annoying voice. So I think probably on balance, Bob Dylan is a genius. So I'm going to play another song by him anyway. Now this song that I'm going to play is very rare. It's from the bootleg CDs. And as far as I'm aware, it has never before been played on the radio. She's Your Lover Now.
Your pawnbroker roared, and also so did the landlord. The steam is so crazy. Wasn't it? Both were so glad to watch me destroy what I had. Pain sure brings out the best in people, doesn't it? Why didn't you just leave me if you didn't want to stay? Why'd you have to treat me so bad? Did it have to be that way? was something you forgot to say. Yes, and you, I see you're still with her. Well, that's fine, but it's coming on so strange, can't you tell? Somebody better explain. She's got her iron chain. I do it, but I just can't remember how. You talk to her. She's your lover now. I already assumed that we're in the felony room. But I ain't the judge, you don't have to be nice to me. Will you please tell that to your friend in the cowboy hat? You know he keeps on saying everything twice to me. You know I was straight with you. You know I never tried to change you in any way. You know if you didn't want to be with me, that you didn't have to stay. Now you stand here saying you forgive and forget. Honey, what can I say? Yes, and you just sit around and ask for ashtrays, can't you reach? I see you kiss her on the cheek every time she gives a speech. Well, her picture books of the pyramid and her postcards of Billy the Kid. Must everybody bow? You better talk to her about it. You're her lover now. Castle stairs, but I'm not up in the castle, honey. It's true, I just can't recall San Francisco at all. I can't even remember El Paso, honey. Never had to be faithful. I never wanted you to grieve. Why was it so hard for you if you didn't want to be with me just to leave? Now you stand here while your fingers going up my sleeve. And you, just what do you do anyway? You can say she'll be standing on a bar soon with a fish head and a harpoon and a fake beard plastered on her brow. You better do something quick. She's your lover now. Do I look like Charles Atlas? Do you think I still got what you still got, baby? My voice is really warm. It's just that it ain't got no form. But it's just like a dead man's last pistol shot, baby. Oh, your mouth used to be so naked. Your eyes used to be so blue. Your hurts used to be so nameless, and your tears used to be so few.
it just sort of ends. Well, that's She's Your Lover Now for Bob Dylan, and that has never before been played on the radio. I like that, it just sort of ends and it's really like loose, you know. It reminds me of my band. We're very loose like that. Anyway, I wouldn't say that like Bob Dylan had influenced my band particularly. I mean, we're just naturally very loose and not very good, right? And in fact, I wouldn't say as a band we don't really have influences, you know. We're more honest than that. We nick stuff. You know, bass line here, tune there. I mean, basically, we take other people's musical ideas and mangle them to our own ends. So I wouldn't say Bob Dylan was an influence for this next song, you know, unless it came to court or something. Anyway, this next song is by my band, and it's called Sister Admit the Truth.
All men are my brothers, all women are my sisters. Apart from my mother and potential lovers like you. Your beauty makes me spill my beer. I stop ranting about the state of this nation, and I whisper in your ear how unimportant wealth is. Say I can't hold a normal conversation, so I suggest we go listen to someone else's. But you say no and that you have to go, but both of us know what the truth is. You fancy me and I fancy you. Come on and admit that you do. You fancy me and I fancy you. Come on and admit that you do. Say I get on your nerves, and even if I was the last man on earth, there'd be no chance of you falling in love with someone of so little worth. But you know, if you keep saying these things, I might just believe you. I might just believe you. I might just believe you. Come on. You fancy me and I fancy you. Come on and admit that you do. You fancy me and I fancy you. So come on, admit that you do. You've been playing hard to get, but you played the hardest yet. When you hid in the canal deep and wet and swam around avoiding my net with only a hosepipe to breathe through. But you fancy me and I fancy you. Come on and admit that you do.
This song is not available in any record shops.
You fancy me and I fancy you. Come on and admit that you do.
Even John Peel wouldn't play this.
And once when I was pissed, I leant towards you for a kiss, but I closed my eyes and I missed. And my lips hit your fist, putting me on the casualty list. And although you now insist you did it deliberately, that's a lie I can see through. Come on, you fancy me and I fancy
Only 2 minutes to go, don't worry.
Now I'm getting near despair. I carry with me a lock of your hair. I see your face in the crowd everywhere. But when I get there and stare and whip out your lock to compare, I find that it's not you, just a woman who looks a bit similar. So she would do as an alternative if all else fails, which it will do, unless you come out and confess you slag me off just as a jest, 'cause your feelings, they had deceived you, because you fancy me and I fancy you. Come on and admit that you do. Oh, you fancy me and I fancy you. Come on and admit that you do. You know you do. You know that you do. Just tell me the truth. Please, I'm begging.
Cheers. Right, respects to Peter Serafinowicz, Mandy Knight, Al Murray, Mike Cosgrove, Stu Lee, Alison Harbert, Graham Bunce, Barry Jordan, Ali Dev. I'm reading this from a list, incidentally. Peter Bainham. Basically, respects to everyone in the whole world and everyone else. Anyway, cheers, vibes, shouts going out on your side. Respect, no doubt. Basically, goodbye. See you next week unless I'm banned. Don't go back to your old values. Cheers.